Hey, Renee. Well, this is a fun question. Okay, there's a lot of things I could say about doing your own market research because I know that there's a lot of candidates out there and people watching this video who think, well, yeah, I have to go do my own research before I can say yes. But the Daly Coach is going to tell you that doing your own research before you're smart enough to know what you're actually looking for is only going to lead you to a no. If the franchisor needs you to know something about your market that they don't know or that they can't help you find, then they will tell you, okay, Renee, it's time for you to go out and figure this out in your market. If the franchisor needs you to do that work, they will tell you when it's time to do that. You really don't have to do your own market research when you're exploring a franchise. If the franchisor has deemed your area viable by population density and by average household income, or however they define a territory viable, then you can trust that they know they can make you successful. Why does a franchisor want to award you a territory that doesn't work? Why do they want to help you say yes to an opportunity that you're going to fail in? Because remember, they have to disclose that failure in their franchise disclosure document. Why do they want to help you say yes to your dreams and help you fail, and then you just become a huge headache to them? This question, I think, comes more from a place of candidates don't know how to feel in control. And so they're looking for ways to feel in control by learning everything they can about the franchise before they say yes, before they go to training. But all that typically does is lead people to say no to their dream because they're doing research that they actually don't know how to do correctly. And it's leading them to decisions that may not be based on the true facts of a business. So to spin this positively, what I would say to you is, how do you figure out if a market is viable? What I want you to do, Renae, is I want you to go out and validate with other franchisees. The most successful people in a franchise have what you want. They know what makes their business successful. They know what makes a good territory. So why not ask them? You don't have to take the franchisor's word for it. You can validate with the existing franchise owners. And then beyond that, when we're trying to figure out viability, something in that question makes me say, there's a question really about are there enough customers here for me? So when we're validating with other franchise owners, what I want you to validate is, how many customers do I need to make the kind of money that I want? So if we go back to the daily plan, which I've taught you, my friend, I remember where I was sitting in the car waiting to go into my son's basketball game when you and I had this conversation. And I shared with you how to figure out how many customers you need to make the kind of money you want, right? By looking at the revenue goal, the average ticket, and then doing that division. So typically in almost every business that you're going to look at, when you consider how much money you want to make, what the average client's going to pay you, and therefore how many customers you need, and you look at that tiny small number relative to the total market that the franchisor is going to award to you, the disparity is so big that even questions about saturation go away. Questions about, oh my gosh, is there too much competition here for me to make the kind of money I want? They typically go away. And as you may remember from that conversation we had, it came down to almost a 1-to-1 ratio, right? Every day that you came to work, you needed to find one person to make the money that you want to make, you need to make this business everything for you. And then we talked about, you want to double it, you add a salesperson and you give them that same plan. You want to triple it, you add another salesperson. It's a great, great question because it allowed me to share a lot of points that I know a lot of other candidates have the exact same question and concern. So thank you, my friend, for asking that question. I can't wait to see what franchise you end up in.